Heyo, Glitch here, and today let's delve into a topic that often stirs up unrelenting debate: the world of Mega Packers and Mix Packers in the Isle of Rima. Whether you find them fun, frustrating, or somewhere in between, these group of players have a significant impact on the game's dynamic. Just wanted to give my thoughts and opinions on what might be done about it come Gateway's release. If you've recently joined with the 6.5 update, here's what I'm on about. Mega packing involves grouping up with more dinos than what the game's intended group limit permits. Mix packing, on the other hand, is a bit more nuanced, often involving carnivores mingling with different species, although some argue it's broader and should include herbivores. Personally, when I look out my window at the vast wilderness behind my house, nature is never so black and white. But before we continue, please consider liking this video, subscribing to the channel, and hitting that notification bell to stay informed. Now, let's get into the why of it all. Imagine a game map's layout: plains, forests, rivers, combined with herbivore diet spawns. It can be a recipe for chaos, at least on Spiro. Limited and congested paths force small groups into bunching up into massive herds, and the resulting confrontations between herbivores and carnivores makes a lot of racket as they three-call at each other, which attracts more attention from carnivores and herbivores looking for fights and joining in, and before you know it, you have a mega herd. And the carnivores usually end up just defaulting to fighting the herbivores easy enough, and vice versa. Simple. The game plays its part too. Unlike other games, Beast of Bermuda and Path of Titans come to mind, swapping dinosaurs isn't so straightforward here, and players hesitate to abandon dinos they've had for days or weeks for a brief stint as an Omni, just to spend 5 hours regrowing as a Dano or Stego later on. As a result, the game indirectly nudges players towards mixing, while lengthy grow times steadily reinforce this. Interestingly, many players genuinely enjoy this, myself included. Being in a colossal herd of Tenos or Stegos engaging in battles against different species, it's a type of organized chaos that resonates well with many players, and the crazy free-for-alls in Northwest and Center exemplify this really well. Now that we have the what and the why, let's weigh the pros and the cons. And yes, there are pros. Feel free to drop your thoughts in the comments below and spark some lively discussion and boost engagement. First off, there's something undeniably liberating about letting players roam and do their thing without a digital nanny wagging their disapproving finger at you. It keeps the experience alive in people playing. The emergent gameplay of those unexpected dance-offs by Center River, Ring Around the Stego up at Northwest, and the delightful spectacle of Tenos doing their thing, all these moments of organized whatever you call it, are more likely to happen with a larger crowd. And then there's the overall vibe, and people just chilling out, with dashes of the occasional carnivorous mass feasting. It's a fun experience every time. For me at least, and many others, otherwise I suspect this video wouldn't even be here. Plus, friends getting to play whatever they want without having to yeet their dinos off a cliff just sweetens the deal. And let's not forget the mass combat free-for-alls, where the battlefield is a symphony of mayhem and carnage. Now, before you think I say mega mixing is fine as is and should stay as is, or more realistically crucify me over it, let's not ignore the downsides. Not all mega mixers are like this, not even most I'd argue. Not to mention how game-breaking it can be. The game's balancing just isn't tailored for every possible dino combo, let alone massive groups. The huge carnivore groups often find themselves grappling with more starving and purging of life rather than fun vibes and fights, and massive herbivore groups split before long because some Tenos need water again while a Steg needs sumac or marigold, and the Packy, well, he just wants nut. Still, other players are a bit more awful about it. Those who do call you and trick you into thinking they're friends before attacking with your guard down, using nameplates to track you through the woods. It's a bit of a toxic dynamic that's for their own satisfaction, or to get their carnivore buddy some easy food. It happens, but that's just another drawback. Wherever mega mixers gather, they effectively claim that as their territory, dominating that slice of the map, amplifying their strengths through numbers, and neutralizing their weaknesses with different species. The occasional friendly rivalry can snowball into full-blown toxicity. Groups band together, plotting to cleanse the server of specific player groups or dino species, and while it might start in jest, it can turn rather sour really fast. Sure, on official servers, things might not get too out of hand due to the agonizingly long grow times, but on free grow servers, it's a different story. At least on those servers, the free grows have your back. To be clear, I do find them fun, but I don't think they're good for the game as they are right now. I think it's good that others are starting to talk about ways of dealing with them beyond just, devs, please ban. That said, I'm not sure what I've read or seen would work too well. Server instancing, auto 3 calling, stat scaling, so if you're 3 Carnos or 10, the total stats are always maxed at 3 full grown. They seem too abusable to me, or even just restricting certain species to specific areas of the map is a hard limiter. But instead of placing location or stat restrictions on players, breaking intended design and no-rules servers, why not empower everyone else to make a choice if they want to engage with megamixers or not? A simple icon tucked away in the top right or left screen that fills over the course of a minute or two. One for mix packing, one for mega packing. Hover your mouse over it and a text window appears to inform you that you're mega mixing and need to kill or leave to fix it. Once resolved, the icon ticks back down until it's gone. If it fills up, it highlights nothing more. Just there to let you know you're applying the status to everything around you in a 500 meter to 1 kilometer radius, or about the distance from Split Rock to just past the trash pit. You approach someone with the highlighted icon for mega mixing, and you hear a heartbeat that gets louder and more frequent as you get closer. You get an icon on the top left of your screen called Apprehension, and hovering your mouse over it, the window could read, your dinosaur can hear its heart pounding in its head as it draws ever closer to a mega pack. Simple. For a mech pack, you get the same thing, but a more disquieting and unsettling sound and an icon called Foreboding, which reads, a growing sense of unease befalls your dino as it draws ever closer to a mixed pack or prolonged active combat. Without getting too technical, the systems to do this already exist. Serato body buff checks actors in a radius, just add the ability to confirm species, increase ranges, use the already existing group ID system to assign a hidden, unique group ID to those within the mega mixing group so the server can keep track of them if they move away to attempt to cheese the system, etc. Then players who want to mega mix or hunt down mega mixers can use this system to find the hot spots in large groups. Those doing it won't be annoyed by spam calls like the Serato chuffing. Those who want to avoid it can just turn back the way they came. To prevent people using this to pinpoint players, just disable sound effects of apprehension and foreboding when you get within 100 meters of mega mixers. Simple enough. Now, I don't think this system is foolproof. No system can be, and it would need testing to weed out griefability. But weighted against others, I think it's better to offer player-driven solutions rather than heavy-handed restrictions. Plus, these systems could be later adapted to more complex sensory systems in the future. If you have any other ideas, I'd love to hear about them in the comments below. Thanks for watching, and until next time.